Again, that's www.blackpagesinternational.com.
And it pays to advertise. People don't know about you if you don't have that advertisement out there.
Well, I really think that we are in a period of rebuilding, that the country is starting to have more confidence in itself. And that's really, when people ask me about the recession or depression, I say to them, well, I'm not in a recession. And what about the economy? Well, how is your economy working, Eugene? My economy is fine. And so I challenge people to look within themselves, to discover that God-given talent and skill that we all have been blessed with, and to take it from there. And so again, my formula is to identify individuals like that. And those are the individuals that I associate with. And those are the individuals who I challenge them and they challenge me. And that's why when I met you and met your family, it was as if I had known you all my life, because
we felt the same way. We felt the same way. We were very impressed with you. And Pam, she's one hard to come by.
Yes, she
and
is.
If she gives you to go ahead, you're doing all right. No, I'm not talking about you individually. I'm talking about people in general. She can be something else. She has helped my career tremendously, and she and Clarence both. I don't know what I'd do without them. Can you name a person that you feel that, well, you talked about the guy that told you about Black Pages. Who else? I know your wife has been there with you, but who else besides her that you can attribute to your going where you are? Oh, your parents.
Sure. Sure. Well, absolutely. My father, because my father was from Mississippi. And in my childhood, he would tell me these stories about how his grandfather worked the land, and how when he was young, he had property and drove his own car and so on and so forth. And so I would dismiss that story because I'd heard it over and over again. And so I would go to the South, and you would walk down the street and everybody would say, "Hey, how are you?" And my sister thought that odd at that time. But as I became an adult, I realized that that was the formula for success in terms of interacting with people, being neighborly, helping people, speaking to people. And so my father left that imprint. And so as I look back on that nuclear and extended family, that's what my legacy was. I actually grew up in Bronzeville. And so at that time, people connected and communicated and were cordial and shared whatever they had with each other. And I think that that what may be missing now, but what I see in my goings and comings is that there is a revival afoot that we're here now. And so I'm part of that process. And again, those people live through me and tell me when I'm walking in the right direction or not. So what I do better than I did maybe 10 years ago was simply to listen to the Spirit, and the Spirit that says told me, "Hey, you need to know Juanita, you need to know Pamela and Clarence." And so when the Spirit speaks to me, I listen and I act, and that's my inner guide. And I'm rewarded with peace and health and wealth. I'm living a marvelous life.
Well, one of the things that I like about you is that you're not one that say I, me. It appears to me that you want to help people.
Yes.
Certainly we all want to help ourselves, but a lot of times many people just want to help themselves. But when I look at your literature and I read what you have regarding your businesses, it's obvious to me that you want to help other people.
Well, it's planting seeds, and really when you serve people, ultimately, you're serving yourself, because, as I indicated in the bio, we're really all connected. We're all really one spirit. We're really, in my opinion, we're spiritual beings. And so when we plant these seeds, they come back to you. When you speak a word with love, that word will come back to you. When you speak a word with hate, that word comes back to you. And you think that what is coming back to you is the devil. That was your own devil that you set in motion by the word that you used. So as I became old and wiser, I understood.
Older and wiser, we all. Well, you seem to be a straightforward person. So I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever made any mistakes in your business that you wish you had not made?
Yes.
Or has everything just...
Oh, no. No. In fact, I've learned more from my mistakes than I did from my so-called successes. Because in every so-called mistake, there is a seed of benefit. And you simply have to exercise patience and look for that seed. And every time I fell into a pit and was able to manage my displeasure and looked for that seed of benefit, I would find it. And so after a while, it became a habit. So I'll tell this quick story. For a long time, I didn't understand see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. I really didn't understand it. And so at some point, I began to understand it. And so now I look for and have been able to convert it to a habit for the best in people. And I surround myself, my staff, with people who are able to demonstrate that. If you aren't able to demonstrate that, then you may be within my circle, but you certainly won't be in my inner circle.
That makes sense. My mom used to always tell me, and I can still hear her words, be careful of the company you keep.
Yes.
And that other thing, birds of a feather flock together.
Yes.
So I've always tried to keep myself with people who want something out of life.
Sure.
And want to help other people.
Sure.
And Reverend Bailey,
Yes.
The camera's not on him, a friend of mine, he has been that same way. And that's one of the reasons why I've always respected him for his work, because he's always tried to help people. And then I have another friend. I always tell people about my friend Carl Latimer. Carl has helped so many people. And he has trained these people where they can go out and make some good money, in the trades. And he doesn't charge them anything. As a matter of fact, he gives. And it means a lot when people can give of themselves and want to help other people. Of course, I've met so many people that I felt were that way. John Stroger, the late John Stroger, Cook County Board President. Harold Washington, the mayor, first black mayor of Chicago. They were those kind of people that they always reached out. They never forgot from whence they come. And they would always reach out to help somebody. And that means a lot because there are a lot of our people that need help. And another thing that I liked about you, you said that it had nothing to do with race. You would help any ethnic to do and get into what you're doing.
I wasn't always that way, though.
You weren't?
I know.
What changed?
I think that the Spirit just visited me, and eventually I began to understand and see that we were all the same, but we had to be like-minded and like spirits. And so I looked and listened for that. And so that's how I came to create the new company, the Dolphin Tank. The Black Pages serves a huge need. It serves a need. But also now we're universal and global. And so there's many things that we share. We all live on the same planet, don't we? We all do that, don't we?
We do.
There's some things that we really have in common. And so if you really look for that and challenge yourself to think and to speak and to act from that premise and to hang with others who are doing likewise. Now, there's still many of us who are caught and limited by race and religion and color and gender. But there are also many of us who are not.
Yeah. Because, you know, I've had conversations many times about the civil rights movement. Blacks didn't struggle by themselves. There were other people that struggled with us to get that right that we were trying to get. And not only that, many of them bled and died just like we bled and died, blacks, trying to get that right. And so I don't look at race either. You know, I just feel like it's right and wrong. There are good people and there are bad people. That's the way I look at life.
Sure. Mm-hmm. So now I have a criteria that will allow you to demonstrate that. Mm-hmm. I clearly say that you must demonstrate it. Mm-hmm. And you must demonstrate it consistently from moment to moment. And the moment that you stop demonstrating it, then our friendship ends.
So the Dolphin Tank is trying to help businesses.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The Dolphin Tank is similar to the Shark Tank. What you see already having there, only dolphins behave differently. Mm-hmm. And so what we look for are individuals who have an invention or an idea or a business, and they come before 5 dolphins, and those dolphins decide to invest in them or not.
So how do they get to the Dolphin Tank website? Because we talked about Black Pages International.
Well, they go to www.thedolphintank.com, www.thedolphintank.com. They fill out an application, they start the process, we review that application, then we start to make the determination as to whether or not they're going to come on the show.
Mm-hmm. So you have judges that are working with you when you go over these applications and you choose which one you think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mr. Dillanado, we want to know what experience do these people have to have to participate in the Dolphin Tank? Should they have been in business for a long time? What are your requirements?
Well, they need to be aspiring to be in business, to have a great idea, perhaps an invention. They go to the website, www.thedolphintank.com. They fill out the application, and the application, the questions therein will give us enough information as to whether or not we feel that they're suitable to be on the show. And the first airing of the show is Sunday, August 18th, from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Harold Washington Cultural Center. That's 4701 South King Drive in Chicago, Illinois. Again, that's the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive, Chicago, Illinois. Mm-hmm. And we'll be there from 1 to 4 p.m.
Okay. Do you have to pay to come in?
Yes. There's a fee of $10 to come in. There's also an application fee of $10. Mm-hmm. And so fill out the application, pay the $10 fee, and then we'll go through your application, and then we'll make a decision in terms of whether or not you'll be on the show. Now, also, let's say you don't qualify to be on the show. Well, we have consultants who will talk with you. You'll have an opportunity to engage, to give you some of the other missing elements that may have prevented you from being selected to be on the show. For instance, we like everyone to be proficient in doing a 30-second elevator pitch. And a 30-second elevator pitch, you should be able to talk about who you are, the product or service that you bring, and what benefits that product or service has, and what the dollar amount is. So you should be able to deliver that in 30 seconds. And so those will be one of the requirements that when we look at your application, that we'll look to see whether or not you can come before us and sell yourself adequately, because each applicant will get 10 minutes to sell his or her idea to the dolphins who will be there.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Dillanado, it was really nice talking with you, and I'm just so impressed with your plans, and I don't see anything marked on it but success. You have been watching One-on-One TV. This is Juanita Bratcher, your host. Have a good one, and I'll see you the next time.